Hello, good friends. I'm going to talk about the red fez. The red fez that anybody that is familiar with the Igbo people would know about. If you are somebody who knows Nigerians or who has been in Nigeria, you must be familiar with the Igbo people. And if you are familiar with the Igbo people, you know that typically you would find most Igbo men with a red fez on top of their head. This merits a very powerful discussion. This cap is worn for religious purposes. Traditionally, the Igbos that wear this cap or fez are the Igbo people that take the Nazirite vows. The Igbos call them Nze or Eze or Ozo. Some people could simply tell you Ochiri Ozo, Obu Nze. Then the title the person must choose must be appropriated to Eze. Nigerians and a lot of Igbos, disconnected Igbos from Omenana, the Igbo or the Israelite religion, would think that Eze means king. No, the notion of kingship is alien, foreign to the Igbos. No Igbo is actually a king over any other Igbo. The only king of the Igbos is Chiukwu, the great god. So, this cap or this red fez is worn by Igbos because there is a religious command that they wear it. And the reason for the command is the Igbos are to be reminded at all times about the sanctity of human life. Red is the color of blood. Blood is life. So the Igbo person is reminded all the time to do whatever is necessary to ensure that human life is not tampered with. If I get into a conversation, a discussion about Igbo mourning and burial practices, you will see the very high value these people place on life. It reflects in how they relate to issues of dying and mourning the dead. And interestingly, I find only one other community or three other communities in the whole world. I find only three other communities that put on a cap for religious purposes. These communities are the communities we know as the Jews. You see them with their kippot, skull cap, the Samaritans, and the Karaites. They are the only other community outside the Igbo community that wear this cap, that wear cap for religious purposes. The Yoruba wear a cap for fashion. The Hausa Fulani wear a cap for fashion. The English and the Europeans wear caps for fashion. It has come to my attention on this channel, one or two persons have said that I'm looking for people that are not looking for me. He means the Jews and the Israelis. Unfortunately, they don't know who I am. If they know who I am, they would know that I'm the last person to pander. I'm the last person to pander to anybody. I'm a speaker of the truth. I am bringing out the verities that show that the Igbos and the Jews and the Samaritans and the Karaites came from one stock, one Israelite stock. The Jews don't have to say what I'm saying, because to say what I'm saying, you have to know what I'm saying. And a lot of Jews now know what I'm saying. That is why Yeremiah Danzig made the short film he made. That was why exactly Daniel Lees wrote the book he wrote. That is why a professor that I've worked with very closely in the United States championed the work he championed. The Jews that know, about the relationship, they talk about it. But nothing could be more ridiculous than that I'm going after people that are not going after me, or coming after or looking for people that are not looking for me. Is irrelevant. No such thing is happening. I'm simply a historian, and the duty of the historian is to analyze events and produce history from them. The Igbos are Israelites. The Igbos became what they are today, a people that people make fun of, that people take for granted, because due to life's exigencies, genocide, continuous persecution, the people decided to just focus on day-to-day issues like putting food on the table, and at a stage, our connection to our past got weaker. And when you don't know your past very well, you cannot manage the present and the future very well. That's what happened to the Igbos. And I'm taking precautions that the children we are begetting in the world today will not have such problems again. That is essentially what I'm doing. I don't do this to make anybody happy. I do it rather to enrich people, so that people will know who they are in a systematic way, in a fundamental way, not in a shaky way. And I see the other groups that are doing the same. I see the people from the groups. I see people from other groups that come here to think they could be mocking. I see them also looking at their history. But as the Igbos say, it's not a big deal. Everything I've said is purely out of good feelings, because I believe that the people that come here to mock are also here to learn, and I'm also willing to learn from them. What I've learned from them is that they need to learn. They need to humble themselves and learn. Being Israelite is just like being English, being Yoruba, being whatever. It's not we are not superior to anybody. We are simply unique. And when I say we, I mean the Igbo people, the Jewish people, the Samaritans, the Karaites, and their offshoots and descendants. Like in the case of the Igbos, there are African Americans that descended from the Igbos. There are Caribbeans that descended from the Igbos. There are Gabonese that descended from the Igbos. The past president of Gabon was Igbo. There are people from Cote d'Ivoire that descended from Igbos. There are people from Liberia and Sierra Leone that descended from Igbos, and there are people from Cape Verde that descended from Europe, and there are Afro-Canadians and Afro-Latinos, and there are Afro-Europeans, or Laude Equiano. The Igbo hero was a British before he died. Other streams of Israel also have their descendants. The Ashkenazi and the Sephardi have the groups that are known as the Marranos, or crypto-Jews. You find them in Latin America. The Karaites will also have similar things, but take it. The groups that are the people of Israel are, broadly speaking, the Igbos, the Jews, the Samaritans, the Karaites. And ladies and gentlemen, you have a very beautiful day. Thank you.